What's up, ladies and gents? You are listening to Miss the Bus, and this is episode 23 of our weekly show.
23.
23, yeah.
Every week we're just more impressed, though.
This is our show where we talk about all the nerdy, need-to-know stuff that dropped throughout the week. If you like what we do, you can subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. Not where?
Spotify, because, and you know what?
That's
Fuck
right.
it.
That's
Fuck
right.
it.
You can subscribe.
I'm done with Spotify.
Keep going.
I'm not even going to listen to music on Spotify anymore.
That's a little...
I'm switching to
Tidal?
To Tidal.
Hey.
No, fuck Tidal. I'm going to switch to Apple
You
Music.
think Tidal would let us go on there?
Probably
You
so.
think they throw the money at us?
Do they do podcasting?
Do
I don't
they?
think so.
I don't.
I don't know. I've
feel
never looked.
I'm
I
send
feel
an
like
email
Spotify is
anyway.
the only one. But yeah, you can subscribe at Miss the Bus on all those things. On social media, we are on Twitter and Instagram at Miss the Bus Pod. On Facebook, we are Miss the Bus.
There's a Rap Radar podcast on Tidal.
Well,
I feel like we'd fit
There
right
you go.
in to,
Rap Radar.
or just a title, really.
Because that's what Tidal is. I feel like it mainly...
I feel like because
Yeah.
I've been such a big supporter of Tidal for so long that they would have to throw us a bone.
Are you?
She's the only
the
probably
only person-
subscriber. So
I know who owns
one of
Tidal.
20.
so-
So yeah, this is the weekly show on Miss the Bus. We are not your premium source of video game, television, and movie news, but we are going to try to be anyway.
gosh, dang it.
So we start off the news with the big meat first. This is the part of the show where the four of us bring a big story from the week to the table to rant, rave, howl, or debate. Oh, by the way, I'm Tyler. I'm joined by Bailey and Omar. Matt.
Hey, Tyler.
We're terrible at those intros. But Omar,
Yes.
what is
sir.
your first topic?
Okay, Venom. I'm really psyched for this movie. I didn't realize it was out next month, the first week of next month. I don't know why I keep thinking it was November.
So is that 3 weeks away?
Yeah, a little under 3 weeks, right? I think some like that. Anyways, they just released Marvel just released a comic that ties in with the movie. I don't know if it's like a prequel to the movie or whatnot, but it looks amazing. Like the art concept and everything looks amazing. But yeah, so we got a few things about it. Well, we heard
We got
a
the
few
rating,
things. Yeah, the rating. It's gonna
which
be
is
PG-13.
a little disappointing.
Well, here's the thing. So they said they made it like as close as possible to an R-rated movie without actually crossing that line, just because in case Marvel and Sony end up, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, just in case, because if you think about it, it'd be weird to have like an R-rated Venom
Yeah.
and then mix them with like Captain America, Iron Man,
Yeah.
all that. It just, I don't know.
I mean,
let's-
I kind of expected it to
Right.
end up being PG-13
I
anyway.
think if we already knew that this was going to be part of the MCU, or that even though they've said Tom Holland is in this movie in some capacity, but like if all that was definite, then we wouldn't even be like questioning. Like it'd just
Right,
be like,
obviously.
yeah, it's going to be PG-13. It's just like we don't ever think like, oh, is Avengers 4 going to be rated R? Maybe. No, we know it's not. So I feel like that's why this is even a story, right? It's just because
Right.
this movie's just been so like, what the fuck is it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So now it's like, okay, well, some people were thinking it was going to be a little bit something more than maybe it's going to be. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people want a rated R Venom movie, which I mean,
I
They
thought it
just
would've been
wanted
awesome.
It to be
it'd
darker.
be so fucking cool. But here's the thing. I mean, if they're gonna say they're making it as close as possible to an R-rated movie and still have the opening chance of I don't know, just the fact that in the future they might, like, who knows? I don't know. I'm not sure where their future is headed, honestly. Like, because they said what they have 2 more Venom movies, I think, or well,
Are they definitely doing 2 more?
I don't know.
I think Tom Hardy's contract might say like
2 more
if
He's
they opt
signed
into
on-
it. Yeah.
for 2 more appearances. But
I'm sure if this movie bombs, they're gonna just be like,
But it's like
yeah.
appearances of as
Yeah,
Venom,
so
right?
yeah.
So like it's not even necessarily 2
a
more
Venom
movies.
movie, right?
It's not going to bomb.
No,
I don't think it'll bomb
think-
either.
yeah.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah, and then the runtime is 2 hours and 20 minutes,
dang.
Really?
isn't it?
No, that's not right.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I thought, if I'm not mistaken, I remember reading that it was like an hour and 50 or hour.
That makes
40
sense.
I thought it was right under 2 hours, but I don't know. Here, it says 2 hours and 20
oh
minutes.
yeah.
That seems very long.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I'm on Wikipedia. It says 112 minutes.
Okay.
Okay,
So that would
yeah.
be right under, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be an hour and 52.
Which that sounds about right.
Yeah.
For that movie. feel
Yeah,
like
I
it
thought
would
I
be
saw
good
that, but
for
I just
less than 2 hours.
That's
Yeah,
where
that's what
Yeah,
Google
yeah.
Google
That's
is
what I thought.
notoriously always wrong with
That's
that
why
shit.
everyone always gets
Yeah.
mad at me whenever everyone asks how long a movie is and I just Google it
Yeah.
and it's always
What the fuck?
wrong.
Yeah, the Wikipedia is the way to go. I
okay. So
feel.
yeah, so an hour and 52 minutes, which is still not bad. It's long enough for a Venom movie, I think. But
I mean, I love movies that are under 2 hours.
Wait,
know?
you do love movies that are under 2 hours?
Yeah.
It's like
if
the
it
perfect
ends-
length, right? At
Yeah.
2.
If it's like a for
For
sure.
certain things. For other
Yeah.
things,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Avengers 4 could be 4 hours. I'd be happy.
Right. Yeah.
Comic book type movies, they always do better when they're shorter.
Especially in the first ones.
Yeah, I agree with the first ones. Yeah.
Like the origins or like just the first
Right.
time we're gonna see
Right.
Tom Hardy, like I would want that to be under 2 hours. If this
Exactly.
movie was really good and then the sequel
yeah.
was coming out and they're like, this is
More
gonna be
than
2
2.
hours and 30 minutes, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure I'm ready for 2.5 hours. You know what I mean? The only exception being Watchmen, because you already
yeah.
just know.
That movie was fucking
You already
long.
know like
Yeah.
what you
That's
get.
the thing. Yeah. If you see, it's like for Blade Runner, you
Yeah,
had to be prepared, which I was not because I had to pee halfway through.
I still think you're crazy for that.
Oh, I'm fucking insane.
And no matter how much I was excited for a movie, if I sat down and had to pee, I would just be
Dude.
like, you know what? I'd look at it. I'd be like, okay, this is a
Dude.
part maybe I can just run. I'm just gonna take a minute and a
then-
half.
And not only that, you sit there and you focus on the pee because you're just like, I have to pee
That's
really
the thing.
bad.
Yeah, I
For
mean-
me, I get too sucked up into my own pee. You know, like I'm just I can't stop thinking about it.
I mean, dude, like an hour probably like an hour into it, I had to go.
I peed
Yeah.
last
I
night
would've
3
just been-
times during Predator.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Three
a movie
times.
you-
that
is
was
crazy.
bizarre.
I chugged like an entire bottle of
How
water and
long
then
was
had
it?
an icy.
Like
It
an
was
hour?
less
Yeah, it was
than
only like an hour and
it was
40
less
minutes.
than 2
Oh, yeah,
hours.
Yeah, an
Oh,
hour
God.
40 something.
3 times. Wow.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's nice.
Yeah, we'll be talking about Predator towards the end of the show. If you came here for that,
Just for that,
just
yeah.
fast forward through all our random bullshit news.
All right, Matt, what you got?
Okay.
The worst, the dumbest story.
Dun,
of the
dun,
week.
dun, 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 dun. All right, so take this with a grain of salt, or don't take it with a grain of salt and just take it as the truth, because I personally believe,
That is
I think
true.
that it's the truth.
Well, you saw the Insta.
Yeah.
he posted.
Oh, that's all
Yeah.
part of this. I
Okay.
have his face right here on his Instagram.
Oh, I like
Not gonna
that.
play it.
All right.
Just because we don't have a video camera yet. But anyway, okay, so anyway, my big topic this week is that Henry Cavill, it came out that he is exiting the DCEU. Right? Okay,
Yep.
so he's done with it, supposedly. I think there's a lot of uncertainty and mystery all tied up and shrouded in this, in the sense that like nobody knows exactly what happened. There were talks that it's all started, we were supposed to have a cameo in Shazam, and his agent's talks with Warner Brothers didn't go well, and it probably had a lot to do with money too. Who fucking knows? I don't know
Yes.
how much you're supposed to make to show up in Shazam. Probably a lot if you're Henry Cavill, I would say, and you're Superman. Anyway, such and such happened. Nobody knows, but it was leaked by, I believe, Hollywood Reporter,
Yeah, I'm pretty
that
sure it was.
Henry Cavill is exiting the DCU. He won't be in any more movies. He won't appear in it anymore at all. And I think in the same article they said that Ben Affleck is done too, which I guess gets less attention right now because people have been speculating that for
Yeah.
forever.
It's whatever at this point.
So
That's not really that
I think
surprising.
that's funny though, that like all this is happening. When I actually read the article, I was like, wait, they said Ben Affleck's out too. So again, that's why I say take this
they
with
like
a grain
threw
of salt.
it in there to get it out the way.
Right. There's like, oh, and Ben Affleck's gone. But so this has all just been kind of weird. Warner Brothers issued a generic statement. The gist of it was just that no decisions have been made about future Superman movies.
Which is
but
a
they
problem.
didn't like directly say like all of this report is not true. They're just saying like we don't know what's happening with Superman, which they can say that and also have cut ties with Henry Cavill, and both can be true. You know what I'm saying? So that's just their like correct press way of coming out and being like, we're not going to talk about this right now. And then of course the most bizarre part of it all is Henry Cavill's Instagram account, where he posts. It's just him raising and lowering a fucking Justice League action figure
Of himself.
of
and
Superman.
he's wearing a Krypton shirt.
Yeah,
too.
He's wearing a Team Krypton or Krypton lifting team shirt,
yeah.
and he's got that fucking song playing. The God, what is it? Hold on, I'm just gonna.
Just play it. Oh.
As he lifts
I
and
rem-
lowers it with the most serious face, and the caption just being "Today was exciting." #Superman.
It just makes everything so much more confusing.
Yeah.
Because I was reading all about that, and then I saw, because I follow him on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw that, and I watched
It's-
it a couple times
Yeah,
because I'm
same
like,
here.
what is the meaning behind? Like,
Exactly.
what is the message he's trying to send?
It's
kind
just
of thing?
weird. So
I'm sure there is a message.
Y'all
but-
know what I think about all this. What do you guys think?
I don't care anymore.
You don't care anymore.
No.
You're out. You, the biggest DCEU apologist, are out.
Yeah, at this point, because it's like they gave up on us. The actors are giving up on them. Warner Brothers clearly is just they can't fucking do it.
Welcome out, buddy.
They can't do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not slapping your hand because it's
did.
It's
You just
stupid.
did.
The thing is, I wouldn't even care as much if Henry Cavill would just come out and say like, "Yeah, I'm out." But it's just like, what kind of
weird.
like it's funny, but like, what kind of
weird.
bullshit is that? You know what I mean?
Well, okay,
to
and
people
that's-
that actually legitimately.
That's
care,
why, as
you
much
know?
as I'm saying, like, I think he is out or he's not going to be in anything else just because everything's been kind of bad recently, and I think he's probably a better actor than where this universe is headed, and he probably doesn't necessarily want
He
to keep
doesn't
doing
want
it.
to be like wrapped
Like,
in it.
that's why I think he's out. I do think there's more to this story. I think there's, like, it's not as, like, clear cut as just being like, yeah, we cut ties, and because otherwise they'd say it, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be this thing of mystery. So I just feel like there's something else there.
I feel like he
and we
also
don't
wouldn't be
know what it
making
is.
like a joke of it.
Right.
If I think he thinks that it's funny that the story has like taken
Probably so.
like it's gone so deep into it, and he probably was just like, I can't do another Superman movie anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like I could see that being it, but I also think that there's a huge chance they're just going to start from scratch soon.
I think it's
with
just a
all
rumor,
new
honestly.
like all new actors.
You think there's
all new
nothing
stuff.
to it?
I think it's just a rumor.
But why wouldn't Warner
At this
Brothers
point,
be like,
though, they would have
this
came
is-
out and said no.
They would have been like, none of this
well, they
is
don't
true.
know
Yeah.
what the fuck they're doing.
And that's the thing.
That's
like,
what I mean. Like, their statement would have been like, the Hollywood Reporter is wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing happened today. You know what I mean?
Well,
I
Like,
that's the thing,
definitely
I
think
think
they
that-
would have come out by now.
Well,
and said
that's the
something.
thing. I think they have no idea what they're doing, but I don't think they're. I don't know.
I
It's
just feel like if it was complete bullshit, they would have squashed it. They would have been like, no, this isn't true. Instead of like coming out with this bullshit statement like, oh, we don't know what we're doing with Superman. You know, like it would have
We
just been
don't
like,
know.
And that's the whole problem. I mean, he's the one that literally started the universe. He's like the center character, and you don't know
Right.
when you're doing another Superman movie.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Get the
fucked.
fuck out of here.
And I guess
man.
the thing I'm leaving out too that I forgot to read off of here is that his manager told fans, like, it was another kind of like lengthy statement,
Oh,
but the
yeah,
gist
the
of it
cape.
was, be peaceful, the cape is still in his closet.
Right.
Yeah.
So again,
I-
if we're balancing out the argument, then yeah, that kind of makes you think more like, okay, well maybe this is bullshit, but
Yeah, but you know what
I
though?
don't know.
Even if it's not bullshit, or even if it is bullshit, the fact that there's even a story.
that's what I'm
Right,
saying.
that's the thing.
The fact that it's a story and
Yeah,
it's
it's a
just
problem.
the state of that whole, when we've bashed, or some of us have bashed, some of us have defended, you know, like on this podcast we've talked a lot about the DCEU because
issues.
there's like, I want to say there's news about it every week, but it's more that there's like non-news about it every week. There's always like
Yeah.
just something like, what's going to happen with this, or who the fuck's going to be in this movie, or why are they doing this, like where does this take place? It's just always so much uncertainty now.
It's like murky water.
It's like you look at Marvel, and obviously everybody already knows this, but like Marvel's like the definition of like everything's got a fucking point and piece, and like it all just leads
It's just
together
successful.
perfectly. And then the DCU is like just fucking stumbling to stay afloat, and it's probably already not afloat. And I feel like Warner Brothers is at a very weird spot right now, where they've got to
think-
just be like, we've got cards on the table, like we've got the Aquaman movie coming out, and we've got Wonder Woman 1872 whatever coming out, like 1972 whatever the new one is.
I was like, wait,
1872.
where are you going with
It's
this?
1984. I think.
1984.
Oh my god.
I wish it was in
But you know what I mean?
1872.
Like, so they've got these pieces that they can't take back right now, and they don't want to just be like, these movies don't exist in any connected universe.
Well, and that,
So-
and they have like Shazam coming out, Aquaman coming out. I feel like those movies are going to be pretty successful. Like, I think they're going to do well.
I think
and
Shazam's
so
gonna be really good.
Shazam will probably be really good, and I'm sure
I think Aquaman's going to be dumb,
Aquaman
but
will
like
probably
fun
be mediocre,
dumb.
and
so-
Wonder Woman 2 I'm sure will be pretty good
Yeah, I
too.
think
But
Wonder Woman.
I think Wonder Woman will do really well.
And
I
they
think,
have. Is Flash a thing?
they just don't
Still?
fucking
No?
know. They don't.
I
know.
don't think.
thought
I don't
I
think
heard
they.
something
That's the
about
thing.
it.
I don't think they should focus on any other characters.
I don't
anymore. I think
either,
they
but-
should come back to figuring out Batman and figuring out Superman now,
The main
since
characters?
it's become an
Right.
issue. Like,
Yeah.
get those characters
Oh,
under control,
absolutely.
and
I
then you
mean,
can do the side
That's the most
stuff.
important at this point because yeah, like you guys said, I mean, I don't know.
They even said, which I guess I don't have much of a big topic this week, so I'm just going to talk about Jon Hamm. But they all this
Just in
stuff
general?
just in general, all the
His life's
stuff that
work.
was coming out with Henry Cavill about Superman. Then like it was either the next day or maybe that afternoon. Everyone's like, Jon Hamm's going to be Batman, or like just because he made a statement about.
He said that he would.
He said, "Oh, I think I'd fit in the suit." That's what he said. Like,
Everybody's like, Jon Hamm.
It's a huge
and
story.
so
yeah.
Everyone runs with that
all
shit.
of a sudden, I get on Twitter and like everywhere, everyone's photoshopped him as Batman
Yeah,
already,
honestly,
and
he'd
it's like
really good.
the
He'd
first.
be a
Really
great
good.
Batman.
I
He'd be
think so too.
Well, and he'd be
I
a
think
fucking
he'd be
great
amazing Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I'd
oh
love
my
that.
god, I think he'd be amazing at that. But it's just, I hate the whole like speculation
Yeah.
thing. Like,
It's not even that.
it's not, Warner Brothers needs to like make some type of statement just any type of statement, really, because they're not coming out saying anything after all of this, and that's the problem. Like, they're not saying yes and they're not saying no. So
It was the Jon Hamm thing, and then the who was it for Superman?
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
I mean,
the Michael B.
suits
Jordan
and
stuff.
everything.
Well, that's the thing. I
Who
feel
ran
like
with that?
I
Like,
love Michael B. Jordan.
I do too, but
come
yeah.
on.
no. I mean, the fans are
What a
pretty much.
continuity fuck off.
That's the thing, though. I feel like the fans are pretty much controlling
Seriously, there's
Warner
so many other
Brothers.
roles
Like
you could
they're
play.
like, we see these two people as these characters,
Yeah.
so now they're actually considered that.
To be fair, though, like the fans are controlling the story, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
not controlling, like, as far as we know, in all likelihood, over at Warner Brothers, they're not giving any.
They probably think
I mean,
it's funny.
the Michael B. Jordan thing, they're probably laughing at and not
Yeah.
giving any. And like, if the Jon Hamm thing would work out, then it'd be like, okay, cool. But I feel like even that, it's just like right now, it's all speculation and rumor. It's not like
Oh, yeah.
anybody's, seriously considering it at this stage.
I don't-
Although, again, that movie, something's got to happen at some point.
Yeah.
So maybe casting a Batman in your the Batman movie would be a good idea.
My whole
Let's
thing
leave
is
him out of this.
my whole thing is that if Warner Brothers hasn't addressed it yet, like with the Superman situation, and Henry Cavill is making jokes about it, they clearly just don't fucking care.
Or they just don't know. I don't think they don't care.
I
per
think they're
se.
trying
I don't know what it is.
I think
I
they're
have no
too.
idea.
I think they're too.
Okay.
That was weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know.
Sounded
what
like my
that was.
stomach because I'm like really hungry. I feel like they're just in that weird place where they just don't know what they're
I
going to do.
literally think they have absolutely
have no
they're
idea,
trying
and they
to-
were trying to
They're trying to
please
plan out their
everybody.
next move, and because they've had so many mistakes in the past, they're probably
Exactly.
trying to be smart
They've gotta
about
be
it.
very careful
But
at
they're
this
taking
point.
too much time. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
It's almost ruining
Yeah.
them. Yeah. Well,
It's-
it is ruining them.
Yeah.
well, it's
definitely is.
ruining this universe. Like
This whole universe.
My universe.
our universe. No, I just feel like
No, I agree, man. I mean,
it's
it
just
sucks.
the DC universe has become a joke.
Like
at
the
this
whole
point.
fucking thing sucks. I mean,
So-
these characters, is like they're very popular characters. I mean,
It's just a lot of them are more iconic, at least
Exactly.
like than where the MCU was at this phase, right?
Right,
Because obviously
right.
now that Spider-Man is in it, but like, I mean, they literally have like the A-list DC
Yeah, like, what the
characters, like
fuck?
Batman
Yeah.
and Superman. And it's just like the
I mean-
fact that the world as a whole is so
It's
much
fucked.
more on board with the MCU than the DCU. Just knows like, okay, they did something wrong.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I think the best course of action would be focus on the movies you've got, just cut ties to the universe, and if something works out and you want to somehow tie them into a new universe later, like, I don't know. I think
And then Michael B. Jordan plays every single character in the DCU.
Yeah, let's not do
that'd
that.
be great.
I mean, that's like at this point, that's what everybody they just want people like that.
So
to be
Warner
in
Brothers is like, you know what?
everything.
Fuck it.
You know what? He's gonna be
Michael
every
B. Jordan,
character.
Lois Lane, Superman. Okay.
Lois Lane.
See, my thing is, I kind of
You can
wish
do it all.
I kind of wish they would just restart and just keep Momoa and keep Gal Gadot as their
I do too, and I
characters.
think that
but
it seems very weird on paper. Like, okay, no, they're part of, like, if this universe is dying, they're part of that universe that has to die. But I think no, like, I think people are like susceptible to the point where they could understand.
I think they're forgiving of
They
like that
they
whole
could be
situation.
like, these are probably the shining lights.
They
of-
are the shining
At least Gal
lights.
Gadot is. I don't know about Jason Momoa yet, but you know what I mean. Like, they could just be like, okay, this is too good to totally trash it, but the rest of the universe was so bad. Movies have never really been in a predicament like this, so there's nothing really to go off of, right? I mean, when was the
Yeah.
last time you had a movie that was so good, like Wonder Woman, and then tied to a universe that was just so mediocre,
Yeah.
like the Justice League?
But the
movie?
way Wonder Woman is, it could like if they rebooted it, they could keep that movie
yeah,
because it's not like anyone else is in it besides
well, that's
her. you know?
right. It's just the thing
She
that like
talks to Bruce Wayne in some letters, but it's like that's not
Right.
like it's.
I just mean it would be the
You know what I
first
mean?
time I think that a character with the actor or actress has like transitioned between
Yeah.
like cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Sure.
But there's no reason why that couldn't happen. It just hasn't happened yet.
It does suck though, just because bringing it back to like Henry Cavill, I think everybody pretty much loves him as
Yeah, I think
Superman.
everybody
So that's
loves
like
him.
the more disappointing.
Yeah.
The
It
more
is.
disappointing thing is that not the universe. It's just everyone sees him as Superman now. So
Right.
the fact that like he's not gonna like, who are they gonna get
Yeah.
then?
I don't know. They
Michael
said
B.
Jon
Jordan.
Hamm.
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan and Jon Hamm are gonna switch out and just
Well,
play him through.
One's gonna play Clark, the other one's gonna play Superman.
I think there was rumors that Jon Hamm would play Superman too.
Really?
Wait,
oh, I
wait,
didn't
wait.
hear
yeah.
that.
I'm sure if you just go on the internet, you can probably find
Rumors,
anything
man.
now. So
Rumors
They're just
everywhere.
Jon Hamm and Michael B. are gonna be the entire DCEU.
Why not?
I wouldn't be against it at this point.
That,
Try
if,
something new.
if Michael B. Jordan ends up in this universe, he would have been in the Fantastic Four. He would have been in Black Panther, and then he'd be like in DC.
Just let him live, man.
That'd
Let
be
him,
kinda-
let him
crazy.
show up everywhere.
It's not like I'm against Michael B. Jordan. He's fucking awesome.
No.
It's just like what a continuity, like
Right.
like you know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean,
it
I'm
just makes
still
no
at the point where
sense.
if it happened, if they were just like Michael B. Jordan's gonna be Superman, I would just be
All
like,
right, I guess.
okay, all right,
I'll take it, I
I'll
guess.
see the movie. I'm totally open to it. I don't,
It's whatever, man.
the internet, man. We're on the internet, so we're part of that.
We are. So you wanted to talk about Jon Hamm, right?
Yeah.
So you did it.
Yeah, and
You
I
done?
just
You
wanted
wanna
to
do it again?
I just wanted to have my say in the DC stuff.
So yeah, mine's nothing too big. I was actually going to talk about this last week, but for some reason we ended up just talking about Spider-Man, so I kind of kicked the boot on that. But basically, the Academy Awards came out and said that this year they're not going to have the popular film category because they think it merits further study. That's the quote. That they
Congratulations, everybody.
used. So I guess all the people that bitched
All
about
your
it.
noise worked.
Yeah, all the people that bitched about it got their way. I still think it's stupid. I think it's fine to have that category.
Yeah. I was looking forward to it, but
Well, they're not saying it'll never happen.
no, just this year. Yeah, which is
Yeah,
fine.
and they said all the other changes that they were making, like the show.
I just mean it would have been cool
because
because this year it would have made perfect sense because like movies like Black Panther and Infinity
Well,
War.
Yeah, apparently Disney's still pushing for Black Panther to get nominated for stuff.
Yeah,
I bet it
it'll
will.
the thing is, it's going to get nominated for the stuff that those movies get nominated for. It'd be great if it got nominated for
Because
some
Wonder
kind of,
Woman
like-
almost got on the list like last year because they were making noise.
And I'm not sitting here saying that Black Panther should win Best Picture of 2018 by any merit, but like if there's 10 nominees and Black Panther is one of them, I don't think that would be that outrageous. And I know a lot of
Predator's
people.
going to win.
Oh man, we'll get to that. But I think there are a lot of people that do think that would be outrageous for it to be nominated and for it to be in that conversation.
I would
Different
I'd
strokes,
be fine
different
with
folks,
it,
man.
for sure.
There we go.
I want that category though. I'll be excited when we get it.
Shout out to my friend Connor that taught me that saying.
There you go.
Yeah.
Does he listen?
I don't think so because when I
Fuck him.
talked to him about the podcast, he's like, "Oh, kids on the bus."
All right, so that was the big meat. Those are our big topics. We're going to move on to some movie extras. Apparently, Captain Marvel, the trailer is supposed to drop sometimes next week.
Yeah, they're
You
supposed to
excited?
drop it on Good Morning America, I think.
Nice.
Which, I mean, they need to just because they came in and made all that noise about pictures. And then
Yeah.
there's been no noise about
Piccolo.
Oh, the Piccolo movie?
Is that the only thing we have for movies?
Yeah.
Damn.
Slow week.
Yeah, it
The
was.
news god.
I did see that, what was it, First Man and
Got good reviews.
and the...
They didn't plant the flag on
Whatever
the
it's called.
moon.
What are you talking about?
You didn't see all
That
that?
was like
No.
That should be a
it was
story.
like this big issue, like because they didn't show him like putting the American flag on the moon.
Spoilers.
Well-
No, it's been like
Okay, so I read a little bit of the story, and I'm not saying either side is wrong. Obviously, I have a side, but think whatever you want. But was it that they don't do it at all in the movie, or that they didn't show it in the trailer?
I thought they were just mad because it didn't show it in the trailer.
Which is crazy because like with all the noise it was making, I was like, oh, it must just not be in the movie, and people are
Right.
pissed about it. But if they didn't show it in the trailer, like
Who cares?
they didn't show it in the trailer,
Yeah.
you go watch the movie. Maybe you'll see them plant the flag.
I don't know.
Maybe they made it like this
Maybe
big
we didn't land on the
spectacle.
moon. I don't
Maybe
fucking
that's
know.
what this is.
You know, it's funny. Fun fact.
Talking about 2001.
Yeah.
Oh, I love.
Some people
it.
think like there's this big conspiracy, like what if the moon landing ever happened and they just asked Stanley Kubrick to
We
like.
need to do an entire episode, like an entire 3-hour episode in 2001.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was reading all the bizarre theories, and there is that one out there that's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, this was the cover up. They had
They
him
used
film
Kubrick.
this so that they could take like a 10-minute shot during his production of just a moon landing.
Right.
Which an even funner fact about that. Like, so that movie was made before we ever saw anybody on
Uh-huh.
the moon.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to depict space and the moon and all that like that, I just think it's,
I mean, it's nuts
That
to
movie's
think
great.
about. It's nuts to think about. All right, so some TV news. Aaron Paul is joining season 3 of Westworld.
welcome, my
exciting.
friend.
I'm stoked about that.
I hope he plays a human being and not a robot android thing.
Yeah.
Because I love Westworld, but it does not do the whole robot person very well at all.
Hopefully, maybe they'll get better with that. Well, I guess I feel like he might. Actually, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to spoil anything. But.
Yeah, I mean, if he is, I feel like Aaron Paul is like so good. If they give him something to work with, maybe he could be the first likable, like robot character in Westworld that I actually care about. I don't know.
Yeah. Halloween Horror Nights gets Stranger Things inspired.
Oh, I saw
Dude,
like
I wish
pictures
we were
of
going to
this.
Universal this year.
I
that
know
was
because
awesome.
I
that's
saw
what that is?
pictures
Yeah.
of it and it looks so cool. It's very like you can go sit
It's-
on the couch and everything and
Yeah,
like
I
living room
mean-
with all the lights.
Right, they've got all the lights hung up and everything. Like it
looks
just got a
exactly
lot of
like the
different
set.
scenes like from the set. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just looks really cool.
So that looked really cool. I want to go to the Halloween Horror Nights eventually.
The thing is, so we went to Universal last year around Halloween time.
Yeah.
And they do this thing every year, but there just wasn't And I say there wasn't anything I was
themes
interested in. They had like The
were-
Shining and stuff, which
But
is
that
cool.
was like
but
the cooler one. Like other than
Right.
that, it was like American Horror Story and
Right.
something else. So it was just something like we weren't really.
I feel like if I walked into Universal, they were like Stranger Things. You just wait in a 6-hour line. I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I just want to sit on that couch with all the like letters behind my head, and that's
Yeah.
it.
It'd be beautiful.
BoJack season 5 got released on Netflix
Dude,
yesterday.
I really wanted to at least start this before we recorded, so I
did.
can say something. You did?
I watched the first 2 episodes.
Dude, how is it?
Tell you what, second episode.
It's always that second episode.
Made me depressed
man.
as fuck.
It's always the second episode.
The second episode is like really like emotional towards the end of it.
Here's the thing with BoJack, not to get too caught up in this for too long.
It's good, man.
It's so good, and every season, they're all funny, but then they get kind of dark towards the end.
Yeah.
And they normally end kind of on a dark note, with the exception of last season, right?
Was
You'll
Yeah.
agree was like it kind of was
Yeah.
the first time was uplifting. So, and as much as I loved that, part of me was like, the show does dark, deep shit so well, though. I hope it's not just completely on the uptrend.
Yeah.
Even though like I love the character
No.
and I want to see BoJack like succeed, but by the time the show ends,
Right.
But like I don't want him to keep getting fucked over.
Well-
but at the
Yeah.
same time, they do it so well, and I was like, I wonder what they're gonna do. So when I was reading like the just headlines and stuff, and it
Yeah.
was like season 5 hilarious, extremely dark. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was reading. How like everyone was saying that BoJack is like the best show that highlights like mental health, like, and they do it
such
so
a good
well.
job.
So
And it's just crazy that you
and
can be
that's how
sitting
this
there,
season
you can be
is,
sitting there
apparently.
cracking up laughing at stuff in this show, and then just like not like in the same episode.
Did you guys ever watch the trailer for season 5 by chance?
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Is that a
I
good
haven't
thing?
either.
Do
Actually,
they show stuff?
No, I was just curious because if you had, I was gonna like ask y'all your
Okay.
opinion on something.
No,
that's in
for
the
some reason I
trailer.
never saw the trailer, but which I guess at this point I'm not even gonna watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
you
I
don't
forgot.
need to.
I like wanted to. I just forgot about it. I guess, and I feel like this kind of snuck up on me because I guess we've been so into Spider-Man.
There's a lot of good stuff on Netflix right now. Like obviously I want to watch season 2 of Ozark. That show from the creators of Avatar came out Friday too. I think The Dragon Prince.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
on there too, and I think it's
probably
pretty short.
good because Avatar's really good.
Yeah, it's
so-
pretty short, and the fact that it's straight to Netflix, I feel like they're gonna have a little bit more freedom than
Yeah.
Nickelodeon had.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And then obviously BoJack. So
The cool thing about this season 2, so this is like I watched BoJack a year ago, and I watched all 4 seasons that were just already out, or whenever it came out. You know, it was a while ago when I watched it, and so this is the first time I'm like watching a new season after not watching it for a while, and there's a good recap.
oh sweet.
So it's
So they show the very last scene in season 4.
yeah,
Because I was just gonna go watch that before I read it.
yeah, they did.
Because I just love when the music kicks in and his little horse mouth just smiles.
His
And
little
then-
horse smell.
yeah, there's a good recap because BoJack's a show like you can speed through it, so I didn't remember a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
but I think the recap was as good as you need to just jump back into it.
That's always my issue with BoJack too, because I feel like I watched the last season so quickly
Yeah.
that I like
I
just binge watched
sped
it in
through
like
it.
3 days, and I was just like, well, this is an amazing
I
show.
mean, yeah, it's the definition of a quick, good show. So on to some video game stuff. Insomniac said they'd be down to do more Marvel-based games.
I don't blame
Yep.
him.
That's
Yep.
exciting. I'm
That'd be fucking
assuming.
awesome.
I'm assuming they'll do Spider-Man 2 or something after.
They
this,
probably
right?
will.
that'd be
There'd be no
sweet.
reason not to.
It's interesting to me that they were the choice to do this game because I feel like they always have had fun doing other stuff. So I feel like they're not going to want to do Spider-Man forever, but maybe they do.
I'm glad. They
I
did,
just
dude.
think, yeah, I mean, they always kind of have a franchise that they run with, right?
I mean,
And so
dude, the amount
if-
of money they're going to make off this game is
yeah,
absurd.
I think like they'll gladly revisit this world at least one more time. And like the only thing I feel like that could really conflict with it is like if they had some new IP out there, or if there were plans to make another Ratchet and Clank on PS4, which
Which
again
they
wouldn't be
haven't
opposed
said.
to. But yeah, I feel like this game is doing so well. There'd really be no reason if they don't have
Yeah.
something else already lined up. Which they're a smaller studio, right? Kind of,
Yeah,
or in the sense that there's
yeah.
only one team at Insomniac, right? They're not
Yeah,
working on
they're,
multiple things.
They're pretty small.
So
it's been the same guys there forever.
I guess I don't fully understand like how that works at a studio like that where you've only got one team. So
because they're not like Naughty Dog, because Naughty Dog's gone through like a lot of different
Right.
like heads and different peoples, and Insomniac's been the same people.
I guess like the interesting thing about that though, when you've only got one team working on a game, is like so Spider-Man just came out, like so we're pretty certain they're not working on anything right now, right? Because everybody's
Yeah.
working on Spider-Man, so now there's going to be another project, but like
I think they're
yeah.
gonna make like 2 or 3 of these games to make a fuck ton of money and then just do what they
And
want.
I think they
from there.
should.
Well, I read somewhere, I can't remember who it was, but they said when they were working on this game that they had like so much fun working on it, and you can tell when you're doing certain stuff in the game too that they really just,
Yeah.
it's just all really fun. So I feel like I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, I think I read something too saying they were talking about like more Spider-Man anyway. So
Yeah,
it's coming.
It's coming.
it's coming. Yugimoto was added to Jump Force
He was.
for you.
I hope he fights with like he just like slams his cards down and like Dark Magician
That's what I want.
I mean, that's the only way that makes sense. That now, like I'm saying that, but if they didn't do that, then it'd be like super weird. Because I don't think Yugi should be like kicking people.
Oh yeah.
Although if you ever read the manga for Yu-Gi-Oh, which I didn't like actively read it, but I remember as a kid once just sitting down in Barnes and I'll be like, oh, here's a Yu-Gi-Oh book. I'm gonna read this. Like, they don't really play the cards, or I guess they do.
Yeah,
Maybe the part I was at.
The show is totally
it's more like
different.
into like games and shit. Like,
The
because
thing
the
is-
part I was reading, he had like a knife and he was doing that thing where you like go in between your fingers.
It's
and he did
darker
like some
than-
trick and he just like fucking cut the guy's
Yeah,
finger
because a
off
lot
or
of
some
times
shit. I
those
don't
4
remember.
kids animes, they dumb it down, and even
Yeah.
it's funny because because I played Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid, and even like I'll go back every now and then to rewatch some episodes just for stupid nostalgic purposes, and like they play the game wrong in the show. Like they don't even go by like half a lot of the rules.
Right.
So it's like,
Dude, when I was a kid, I played it totally wrong. Like the card
oh, I'm
game.
sure everybody did.
Well, I didn't even go by the sacrifices or anything with the
That's how you gotta
stars.
play. Well, in the
I just
fir-
remember one time
in
when
the
I
first
finally went
season-
to like one of my friends' houses where there was like legit kids like fucking going down having a
Yeah.
tournament, and I like just threw down some shit, and he was like, "Whoa, dude, what the? You didn't have 2 monsters."
Well, yeah,
sacrificed."
it's funny because in the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh they don't do sacrifices.
Okay.
Because in the second
I-
season it's all
that
about
must have
Battle
been
City
it.
or whatever, and they
Yeah.
implement it there. They
Those
implement
fucking
like
dual
rule
discs.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh,
Fuck yeah,
I always
man.
wanted one of those.
I had one.
The one I had found at the store when I was a kid with like the cards you put on it weren't the actual cards. It was like
No,
these
yeah.
giant fucking cards, and I was
Yeah.
like, what am I gonna do with that?
Do y'all want to go into the Switch Direct stuff or Nintendo Direct news?
Yeah.
I can speed through it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you know the most.
Yeah, did you watch it?
I did. I actually
okay.
watched it live, but I was in my car.
Right.
So I saw like Luigi's Mansion and then a bunch of stuff I didn't care about, and then
So yeah, they announced Animal Crossing for 2019. People love Animal Crossing and have been wanting that, so that's cool. They kind of announced in a funny way where they showed Isabelle in Smash first, and then they just showed Tom Nook, and it was kind of silly, but it was like funny.
my problem with this was that
I thought it was funny.
it was funny. It was really funny, but I feel like it's so trolly that like Tom Nook isn't in Smash.
yeah.
Like, and that's what I really
'Cause
thought they were
I
going
think he's
with.
on one of the maps. I think that's why.
Take him off the map.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
I would rather than put KK Slider, the dumb dog that plays the guitar.
That'd be that
cool-
would be awesome.
He's cooler than
You
Isabelle.
remember Mary on like Sunday nights? You would go like if you were on Animal Crossing on Sunday at like 7 p.m. and you went in the fucking cafe, then he would just be sitting there playing his guitar
Yeah.
for like an hour. God,
Dude,
what a
KK
game.
Slider's
I actually
the
am
fucking man.
excited that they're making a Switch one now.
Yeah. Luigi's Mansion 3, that's actually how they kicked it off. They said that's coming in 2019. That's pretty cool. I like Luigi's Mansion.
To be honest, I've never played one except for the
I've
game
actually-
at Dave and Buster's.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I've never owned a copy, but my friend had the one on GameCube. I didn't play the one on 3DS, but I don't really plan to play that. They're actually putting the first one on 3DS this month, like next month.
Yeah, I know. I wish it was going to Switch
Yeah, me too.
because I don't have a 3DS.
The thing is, if I go back and play that game, I would just buy a GameCube copy off eBay or something. Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, and 12, pretty much the 4 big ones that everybody loves is coming to Switch too at some point, they
At
said.
some point.
Yeah. So that's very interesting. Yoshi's Crafted World got announced. Did they say the year on that?
I
2019?
there was so much stuff during the direct that was just 2019. I
Yeah.
feel like that was one of them.
So yeah, Yoshi's Crafted World. We talked about that last week, that apparently that name had dropped.
Yeah.
They fully announced the Switch Online stuff, which launches this Tuesday. It's
Crazy.
It's $20 a year. You can get, which I mean that's really cheap. You can get 20 NES games off the bat to play. I'm sure they're going to add stuff.
Which seems
over time.
well worth the price, right? I mean,
Yeah, I think so.
I guess like I can see people's argument because like if you've been able to like play Mario Kart online for free this long, then you're like, why do I have to pay for it now? But I mean, it's so cheap.
Yeah.
It's so cheap, and there's so
It
many
is.
different perks to it. I just
You get
know.
cloud saves now too.
yeah, for a lot of games, not every game, right? There are some
Yeah.
games that are opting out of it, but I think most of them there's reasons for. Like Dead Cells, I think is one of the ones you can't cloud save
Oh,
on,
really?
but like.
As long as you can put Breath of the Wild and stuff like that, like big games,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. They also showed a Smash bundle, which comes with the dock. The dock looks cool. The controllers look stupid.
You think the controllers look stupid too?
I'm fine with it, but I understand
It's
why
not that they
people-
look bad. I just
It
think,
looks like stickers.
It's like
I get
missed
it.
opportunity number 2,
Sure.
like with the Pro controller as well. I just think like they could have made really cool.
I think the dock is cool as fuck though,
yeah.
but that'd be like impossible to get.
Why is it impossible to get?
The dock?
Mm-hmm.
Like unless you bought a whole new Switch to get the bundle.
Oh well,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Maybe they'll
I mean,
make
yeah,
it.
they don't sell it by
Maybe they'll
itself.
make it like a decal because I
That'd
know
be cool.
Angela has that like Mario Odyssey decal. It actually looks really cool. They showed NES style controllers for the Switch. That's just for people, I guess, that want to play it the old school way, want to play the NES games like that. I don't really care about that because the Joy-Cons are fine for me. But this was actually a big deal. New Super Mario Bros. U is coming to Switch.
And I think a lot of people have been like knowing this was going to happen too, right?
Yeah.
But then now we finally have it. Now
And
it's
they-
finally here.
Yeah, and they said it's coming to 2019, and it's also going to have all the Super Luigi U stuff too.
So how many times has this game been like re-released now?
That was just a Wii U game, right?
It's the new Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
I mean, unless when they put on Wii U, was it a brand new game? Because like
I
I
think so.
So the DS one, it's different.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
Because I mean,
I
the
don't
first
know.
time I ever bought New Super Mario Bros. Was on my DS, and
Right.
it frustrated me to no end. Like to one point, I think I started crying. I was a kid, probably still too old to be crying, but
You're like 17.
I was like,
Yeah.
I think I was like 12, which is still I should
That's
have
gonna be- that's
I
gonna
should
be-
have just been like, fuck this game. But
That's going to be fun for us to play, though.
yeah,
it's like
because the
definition
multiplayer
of it-
stuff and
yeah.
it's like really cool.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Katamari's coming on Switch. That was a fun game that was big on PS2 back in the day.
The reveal for that was pretty weird.
I'm getting that game. That game is right up my. It's
Just like,
so stupid.
who's the guy
but
that they were showing at the beginning? He's like some kind of like vampire dude.
Yeah, I don't know. It's from the game.
Because I've never played those. So like I'm sitting there and he's like talking, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Those games are so big on PS2.
I remember like everybody would say they were really
Yeah.
really good.
And then they showed other stuff. They showed like when Warframe's coming out, Just Dance 2019, FIFA 19, Sonic, Team Sonic Racing. You get into that?
Not really. The thing
Damn.
with like Team Sonic Racing is like if I didn't have a Nintendo console, because those games are on like PC and like PlayStation and stuff too. So like
Yeah.
it's like if you don't have a Nintendo console and you want like somewhat of a Mario Kart experience, then like yeah. And
Well, we have
Tyler,
Mario Kart.
don't take this as me like not worshiping Sonic the Hedgehog because it's not true. But like yes, Mario Kart is a much better game than Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah, no,
So,
I understand that.
I do like how the carts can transform.
They showed an update for Splatoon 2 that's coming at some point for all those Splatoon lovers. There's tabletop gaming.
Wait, can I say? Okay, so I was watching the direct in my car, right?
Uh-huh.
So, I have Sprint, which in New Orleans is really really bad. Normally, if the service goes out with Sprint and you're watching a video, it just starts buffering like normal. For some reason, during the direct, when my service was going out, it would just rewind the video about 3 seconds, and I guess wherever I was driving during the Splatoon
Splatoon
trailer was
music.
where it was the worst. And I didn't realize at this point when this was happening, I didn't realize that it was my phone fucking up. So I just thought this song was the most fucking like ridiculous backwards song I'd ever heard, and I was like, what is wrong with this shit? And then like so it ended, and then it got on the next thing where somebody was talking and he just kept repeating himself, and I was like, oh, my phone service is really bad apparently. But I legit thought I was losing my mind during the Splatoon reveal.
I mean, the music is weird enough
It
to
is,
make
it
you feel
was
like you're losing your
weird,
mind.
but like imagine it just repeating different sections. I was like, okay.
Yeah. They also showed like a whole bunch of tabletop gaming. If you're into things like Catan and Carcassonne, all those like board games.
I thought
are
that was
super
pretty
big.
cool. I kind of
I
forgot
mean,
about
it is
that, but
cool if you're into that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
no, for sure.
Kirby's Epic Yarn's coming to 3DS. Yay for that. There's a new game being developed by Game Freak, the people that do Pokemon. It's this town game. Looks very interesting, but I don't know how good or big it'll be. It's weird that Game Freak is doing another game that isn't Pokemon. 7 Capcom fighting games are coming to Switch. Like all those.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. That's all the main stuff. They showed Wolf is going to be in that Starlink game. So it's kind of cool at Star
Did
Fox.
you like that?
Yeah, of course I liked it. Of course I loved it.
Until like again, this is me just being stupid, but because I loved Wolf in Brawl 2, I didn't realize he was the villain of the Star Fox series. I just thought he was another
Yeah,
one of like
and-
their dudes.
I know in Star Fox 64, it's kind of like how you're the team of Fox, Peppy, Slippy Toad,
Right.
and Falco. The other team is Wolf, Pigma Dengar, Leon, this like chameleon. It's like there's
right,
like
right.
there's like a villain team.
So
too.
like for me, it was like I didn't know. Like I knew now that he was the villain, but this was that reveal was the first time I like saw him talk, and I was like, oh, he's a villain.
like you know how it's like the Fox's team is the Star Fox team, they're the Star Wolf team, pretty
Right.
much. Yeah.
What's wrong?
I just lost Doug Baldwin.
Jesus Christ, $40.
I did $20.
I did $6.
Y'all are who did the
Chris
fourth?
got him.
Chris, freaking
To be fair,
$40.
to be fair, he's worth it. He's a wide receiver 1.
I know, but I didn't think anybody would do $40.
I just couldn't spend the money because I don't want to lose all my money yet. Sorry for this fantasy rant. Chris Murphy, if you
Oh,
watch,
screw
if you
you,
listen,
Chris. This is so stupid. My team needed that way more than yours.
you should have spent up. Though, in this league, again, sorry everybody. If you like fantasy football, this might be slightly interesting to you. If you drop a player in this league, it's 24 hours after that player's dropped.
Didn't know that.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, I know.
Like, it's
I was
just
I was gonna place a bid on him.
because it would have just gone through last night, I
But
think.
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
I
crazy.
had no idea it was going to be 4K.
That's the thing,
Sorry,
like,
sorry to sidetrack everyone.
I could you could have spent 100%. You could spend $100 on Doug Baldwin. He was like a 3rd round pick. Like, it's crazy that
He plays for
he
who?
was dropped. Seattle.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason why Brandon Marshall and Tyler Lockett are worth a little bit right now.
I hate Chris.
Oh, because Baldwin's hurt. Okay, right. I forgot who we were talking about for a second. But yeah, that was just dumb tangent or funny tangent, you know? But that's it for all the Switch stuff. The only other video game thing that I was going to say is Ubisoft announced the Assassin's Creed 3 remaster. I like that game. Some people do not. I know Matt doesn't really care for it that much.
Wait, I thought you did like it.
I do like it. I said some people don't care for it. You don't care for it.
I had fun playing it.
Yeah, for sure. I know what you mean. I get why people
I don't
like
like
it.
the lead character.
I get that. And then, they showed the new iPhone models. I actually don't know too much about it. If you want to talk about one of you want to talk about
Oh, okay. I think I put a link in here to it.
Oh, my bad.
That's okay. I've kind of looked at them a little bit. There's 3 of them this time. Congrats, Apple. One up on yourself. So there's the 10S, which is the new flagship. There's the 10S Max.
Is that bigger?
Which is like the size of the Plus, but because it's got the edgeless screen ratio or whatever, it's gonna be the biggest screen ever on an iPhone because it's gonna take up the whole thing, just like the 10. And then there's the 10R, which is the cheaper model, which comes out about a month after. And I think the biggest improvement with these is just like the new processors supposed to be insanely fast. I think they said something like 40% faster than your iPhone 10. If you thought it could get faster, apparently it can. They've got the OLED displays. I think the 10R is the only one that's sticking with an LCD screen. But Apple being clever as they are, they're calling it like a liquid color LCD, which it's already an LCD is
color.
liquid. That's part of it. But like they just said like the sharpest, most colorful LCD screen ever, and I was like, oh wow. And then I was like, oh wait, no, the OLED's still way better than that.
Yeah.
So nothing like crazy new. Every other year with Apple products is always like the S year. So this is kind of what you expect. But yeah, I feel like if you got an older phone, you might as well jump in now. I feel like I was saying before that we started recording, I feel like if you're going for a new phone, the probably best deal you can get right now if you don't need to have the newest, like, best one would just be, like, buy up one of the 10s now that they're, I think, being sold for, like, $700 or something instead of 1,000. Like, because the 10's still, like, a fucking fast, awesome phone. So
Yeah.
And also if you want the 10S Max, the, like, 500 gigabyte one, it's going to be, like, fucking $1,500.
That's what it is? There's a 500 gig?
Yeah, they upped it. You know, they always up it, so there's a 500 gig one now, but again,
Yeah.
it's like $1,500.
I'm one of those guys. I got
Yeah.
I got the 280 whatever. Which,
I only got the 64
and now
gig.
that I have the 280, I'm like, I don't even need it. I don't know why I got it.
Yeah.
You ready for honorable mentions?
Let's roll.
So this is the part of the show where we each talk about something or some things that we've been watching, playing, listening, reading, touching, and beyond, and tell you how we feel about them. So this week we saw Searching.
Yes.
What did you guys think?
I really liked this movie.
Me too.
Yeah, it was a good indie movie, but I think like realizing it's all through like webcams and everything kind of threw me off at
I gotta be
first.
honest, I never saw a trailer for this. So when I sat down and
I don't know how you didn't.
I don't know how I didn't either. Like the first few minutes of it were like all just taking place on like a Facebook screen and stuff, and Skype calls and or FaceTime calls and stuff. I was like, this is kind of cool or whatever. And then it was like about 10 minutes in where I realized like, oh, this whole movie's gonna be like this. And for a second, like I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to sit through this. But I feel like it was only like 5 minutes later where it like really grabbed me, and all the ways they were doing stuff with the different screens was like very.
It was really clever.
It was very clever.
Yeah,
and so
they
I was
did
like,
it very
okay,
well.
I'm into this story and everything. It's kind of making sense. Like
was-
now, I really don't want them to break away from it. And I think like this movie was like a really really good mystery thriller where like.
Yeah.
There were so many twists that I didn't see coming, and a lot of them ended up not meaning anything. Some of them did, some of them didn't. But it was really, really good.
They and John Cho, the main guy, I thought was like amazing throughout. I think he like was the best person for this movie.
He definitely was.
I just think-
he
yeah.
blew me away.
It just, I don't know. It takes a lot of skill to make a movie like that.
It
and
does.
it actually be good.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what I
because that's
mean?
the thing we were talking about after. Like, okay,
There
so
will
the
never-
inevitable copycat movies that come after
They're
this, where
not
it's
gonna
like,
be like this.
all right, let's make a movie like this because it's probably not that hard.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't think anything that comes out again that just focuses on a Facebook screen is going to be anywhere near as good as this.
No, the way they switched through everything too, I don't know. It just made it to where you, at some point, you kind of forgot that you were watching. Like it did bother me a little bit in the beginning, but at some point I forgot that I was watching everything.
I thought you guys knew.
Well, the thing is, I saw the trailers, but I still didn't expect it to like be the entire movie. I thought it was going to switch to real time at some point, but it didn't. So
It was really good though. I'd recommend it if you like mystery thriller type things. Like, just go watch this. Or if you love Facebook, you know,
if you love
your Facebook, just go.
If you love Apple technology,
Oh, yeah,
'cause I'll
they-
tell you
that
what.
was,
say,
like, super.
This movie makes you feel like if you're sitting at a computer, you could do anything.
Yeah.
And so like when you're
Yeah.
watching, it's like, man, computers and iPhones are really cool. And then I feel like that night I was on my computer, like on my iPhone, I was like, shit doesn't work like this. It's not this seamless.
It's just also a matter of like my life is not controlled that much by technology
It's
like
not.
these people.
And I think
like
that-
they were always on their shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the movie like didn't really I guess it glorified in the sense that like it helped him like in a way, like the big parts of this mystery that are solved are because of technology and like videoing everything and keeping tabs on everything.
Yeah.
So like then you get into the whole argument, well, like, is that really any way to live? I mean, is it? So I don't know.
That is the one thing you can knock
It's
the
like
movie for.
it's like
yeah.
I guess if I knew that my daughter was like something was gonna happen to her and like I wanted to figure out what happened to her, like I
Yeah.
could get my closure through recording everything she ever did and have like, you know what I mean? But
Right.
like other than that, it's like, I mean, yeah, it goes to the whole
I
thing
just
like
feel like
living
not
your
many
life through a
people
screen
live
and
that
stuff
way.
like that.
It's kind of unrealistic.
But it's still a really good movie.
So yeah, we saw Searching, and then we also saw The Predator last night.
Boy, did we.
So what did you guys think about The Predator?
Dude,
It was dumb funny.
dumb funny is a good
Dude.
explanation for it.
Super dumb funny.
I know y'all are gonna think I'm so stupid.
I know you're rock hard right now for it.
No, it was. I'm not saying it was good. It was just stupid fun.
Yeah.
Like I legitimately
I had
enjoyed
fun.
it.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
love
yeah,
it.
it was
I mean,
a
I loved-
super
loved
enjoyable
watching
movie.
it.
It was a super enjoyable movie because I
Yeah.
think we all laughed. There were so many parts where we'd laugh, and I know for a fact it wasn't supposed to be funny because it's just it's just really goofy. It was
Yeah, I think
extremely goofy.
There's some jokes in this movie that there's some like offensive type jokes, but there's a lot of it's just also like the actual like jokes where they're trying to be funny. I feel like fall flat. But
Yeah.
then when the movie's being at its most ridiculous and outrageous, I feel like that's
Is when it
when it's actually
shines,
really
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, it's So I went back and watched the first Predator earlier this week.
I thought you went back to the movie theater and watched it again.
No, I mean no, Predator 1 I watched
Right,
earlier this
right.
week. And there's a lot of similar stuff in that movie. That movie's not as dumb, but there's still a lot of like it's these big muscle men. They're cursing a lot. They're saying offensive shit.
yeah.
They get hunted by this
Which-
dumb thing. Like it is similar. This one just went like
Well, I gotta do too. Like this, it's not an '80s movie anymore, right? Like
Right.
the new one. I
Yeah.
mean, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if this exact movie came out in the '80s, I feel like it would have like been like
people
would
would
have shined. People would have loved it.
Yeah.
So
or even in like the early '90s, people would have
Yeah.
loved this shit.
and people will still love it. And I'm not saying it's bad. I don't think it's
The
like
critics just
I think it's a bad movie. I don't think you're
Yeah.
gonna have a bad time watching it.
No,
I
it's like
think,
a popcorn flick.
Yeah,
I mean,
Like-
the thing is, if they make another one, I'm going to fucking see it.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
that's what's so hard with me about
His new
reviewing
suit.
movies. Like, and if you're gonna give anything a score, right? It's like,
Yeah.
am I reviewing like me sitting in the theater and how much fun I had? Because like then I might give it like a 7 or an 8.
The thing
in the
is-
sense that
yeah.
like I there was never a point where I wanted to leave where I was like, fuck this.
So,
but
yeah,
it was
like-
also like if I had to rate like how good of a movie it was, I might give it like a 3 because I think it was like really
Right.
bad.
I think because Shane Black was in the first one and he actually co-wrote the first one, so I think he was just trying to do like a similar thing. Like I think he knew what he was. I don't think he was trying to
Something
make.
I didn't know about Shane Black, or I think somebody's told me this before, but like I guess I just whatever. Like there's a lot of like different things he does in all of his movies,
Uh-huh,
right? Like
yeah.
they're normally set during Christmas. I guess this one was not during
Halloween,
Halloween, but
yeah.
like there's
Yeah.
also always like a kid,
Yeah,
Yeah.
He does always have a kid in
which
his
is
movies.
like that's pretty cool. I mean,
that's the thing. I think he knew what he was doing. I don't think he was trying to make like a
No,
movie
that's
that
the thing,
critics
I
like-
feel
would
what the
love.
movie was supposed to be.
Yeah,
so.
it is very much like a action figure like this against each
Yeah.
other. Like it's just stupid.
Me
but
saying that this movie's kind of like a bad movie is not me saying like if you're going in expecting, and I haven't seen the other Predator movies, so maybe my take on it's interesting. Maybe I'm like unwarranted. I don't know.
we should go back and just watch them all.
I would do it.
Just for the hell of it.
I'd at least
they're
watch the
they're
first
all like
one.
an hour and a half.
Yeah. I just think like it seems to me like if that's what the series is about is just kind of like big stupid fun, then like
Yeah.
you're going in this movie expecting what you're gonna get.
And
Yeah.
anyone who knows the Predator movies should expect big, stupid fun.
It's funny 'cause-
that's all. What,
I went and told my dad, I was like, yeah, I saw The Predator. It wasn't very good, but I fucking loved it. And he was like, oh, yeah, I've seen all of them. Like, my dad
my dad's a huge
he
fan
loves
of
them.
like all the Predator and Alien movies. My dad loves so.
Yeah.
But he's like saying that no Arnold Schwarzenegger not being in the movie is like
Is why you won't go see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
There were some Arnold references though, some quotes that they
Oh,
reused,
yeah.
which is cool. So that's it for the movies we saw. We played more Spider-Man this week. I think we're all like at least about almost close to halfway through it.
Yeah.
all
As
of
far
us.
as like total percentage through the game, to be honest, as far as the story goes, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not halfway done that yet.
yeah, I think that's how it would be for me too.
And this is the first. I might have touched on this last week, but I feel like this is the first time I've played a game where I'm playing it like that. Because normally I'm so not into the side stuff. And
yeah.
I was saying this last week, but it's like it's just continued for me in the last week, where like I am just spending all my time. Like I've got all the backpacks, all the landmarks, all the Black Cat statues. Like I'm doing all that stuff and like having a blast doing it. So props to you, Insomniac, for like making me really care about
Collectibles,
swinging around and
side
collecting shit. Because that's not normally me, and I don't think that's gonna be me now. Because if
Like
Assassin's
forever,
Creed,
it's just this
when Assassin's
game,
Creed
I
Odyssey
feel.
comes out, and I
No
probably
way.
buy it, I'm just doing the story and being done with it. Because I refuse to climb up any more towers and trail any more people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, same for me. I'm like 62% through, so I'm hoping by next week I'll have it done.
Yeah.
I think I will.
If I get some more time to play it, I'll just stay up all night tonight and play it.
You can do that.
I can. I'm going to work tomorrow. Ka-chink.
good chink.
So do any of y'all have other honorable mentions you would like to?
I think that's all I've really been doing.
Yeah, that's all I've done.
I earlier this week I started rewatching This Is Us because season 3 is coming out soon.
Hey,
I started
old
watching-
boys in the Predator.
Who?
He
Oh,
is.
he's the main guy.
he is.
Yeah. But I started rewatching
He's
it.
good too. I liked him in the Predator.
I
Sorry.
did, I did too.
He was
great.
he was
He's
great.
an
I actually
amazing
really
actor,
liked him.
honestly.
You think
All
he
his-
ate enough fucking candy though? Or
He did.
or
All
All he
hints?
did was eat gum the whole
Gum.
time.
I thought all his lines were funny.
I think he did really well. Sorry to
I
cut you
did-
off, but
no,
I
you're
like
good.
him as an actor a lot.
Oh yeah,
actually,
he's amazing. But so yeah, I started rewatching it with Jade because season 3 comes out and she's never seen it, and it's really interesting to watch it with someone and see how they react to it, because it's like
It's so fucking sad.
yeah, I mean, dude, it's like the plot and everything about it, dude. It's amazing. Honestly, it's very well written. And every episode, like the way it ends, is just like it's not always like a cliffhanger, but it's a twist of some sort. So it's interesting.
in every episode,
every fucking episode. Yeah, it's crazy. So
I
anyways,
can't handle that.
it's
That's how anime
heart
is.
wrenching. But
Yeah.
Continue.
but yeah, I don't know. It's just really interesting to watch it with someone and see how they react to things you've already reacted to.
Yeah.
When it's like that emotional. But yeah, that's honestly all I've been. Oh, and I was so close. I was on the ledge, dude. Wednesday, I was so close to restarting The Office, but I didn't. I was so close.
You
Talk
can't.
about a show you definitely should restart if you're like thinking about if you
It's
just
my
want
fourth
to.
time though, and I
but,
just
like,
finished the third time.
Why don't
Parks
2 weeks ago.
and Rec.
Why don't you just
Oh
have an
yeah, you
office
started.
podcast?
How far did you get into Parks and Rec and then stop?
Season 3, 4.
Dude,
Just
come
finish it.
on.
That's almost
Finish
yeah. It's almost done.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I still have season 5 to go.
Jesus.
Oh, I forget
Jesus.
about
That's
that.
crazy to me.
Oh, you're a
Okay.
monster.
Yeah. So I'll probably watch The Office one more time and then Breaking Bad. We'll see. Anyways.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, that's about it.
All right,
That's-
sweet. So that has been episode 23.
Did we get any
just
mail?
real quick, we did have an
did
email
we?
from Nick, right?
Okay, go for
Right?
it.
He has
I
to
mean, I
because
don't
if
know.
not, he's gonna die.
I jumped the
so-
gun.
That's true. The
I
clock
think
is
he sent an
ticking, my
email, I'm
dude.
not
Let's
sure.
let me find it.
I always forget about the emails.
Somebody make conversation while I.
He's the first one to finish Spider-Man, by the way.
He finished
And
it?
Dude, he finished it like
Absolutely.
a few days after.
Yeah,
he got
and
it.
he told me it was
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah.
he was like, I mean, he loved the story. He absolutely loved the story.
Actually, I think I was seeing something about like somebody posted something about the end of the game.
The game, yeah.
being incredible, and I'm
Yeah,
just,
apparently it's like very emotional.
it's making me. I'm like itching to get to the end,
Oh,
which
absolutely,
sucks
yeah.
because
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't.
really
I
excited.
want to take my time though because I don't want the story to be over
I
yet.
know.
Yeah, I feel like I've got so much time left in the story.
Yeah, same
which is
here.
really
See, I
exciting.
feel
for
like
me.
I'm kind of going quick through the story because I don't think I've done as much side
Oh,
stuff
side
as y'all.
shit, yeah.
Which I started picking back up on doing that because I want more suits.
So wait, when you do the side shit, is it counting towards
the completion. Yeah,
Yeah.
It is.
yeah, because there's no way I'm
Oh.
60-something% done the main
Well, then
story.
I'm not that far into the story then, because I'm only 43, but I've done a lot of side shit.
Yeah, see, I'm not. I'm like at 45, I think, but I've done like I'm pretty sure I might be further than all of y'all.
I'm curious to
Story.
know what the percentage would like if you did no side stuff and just
Oh,
finished
yeah.
the story. What percentage you'd like clock
I
in at
think
the
Patrick
end?
told me he beat it at like 80 something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he texted me that too.
Oh, 80 something just doing the story
No.
or mostly the story.
No, he does side stuff. I mean,
He
I
just
think
didn't do all the sides.
yeah,
Oh,
because I
okay.
think
Oh,
he
I
told me
know.
he had all the backpacks, all the
Yeah.
Black Cat stuff. He did like a lot of that shit from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
All right, Nick. Nick Bustani writes in. He asks, if y'all could put one thing in the cupboard from Indian in the Cupboard, what would y'all put in there to make it real?
From what in the
What
cupboard?
the fuck?
Indian in the Cupboard.
Nick.
Am I saying cupboard right?
Cupboard.
Cupboard.
Cupboard's a yeah.
It was a movie with this kid, and he's got the Indian in his hands.
I don't think I remember. I know
And then
that
the Indian's
movie.
in the cupboard.
What the hell?
It's a creepy looking Indian.
I didn't see this movie as a kid. I do recognize this.
I don't know if I've seen it,
So,
but I know what you're
looks
talking
really
We're gonna have
about.
to answer this not knowing what the rules of the cupboard
Yeah.
are.
I don't want the Indian in the cupboard because
You
that
didn't?
looks creepy.
I feel like I'd put like a nice cup of Joe in there.
Yeah.
For in case I ever got locked in the cupboard, and then I
Why
needed
are
to
you
stay
gonna
up.
get locked in the cupboard though?
How'd the Indian get in
you
there?
can't,
You know
you
what?
can't even
You're
say
right.
cupboard.
Cupboard?
Cupboard.
Cupboard.
Cooper
Cupboard?
God.
Don't jinx.
I was
Thank you.
about to, but I know better than to do that on this show.
Well, see, Nick, all you've proved is that I can't say a word.
I'd throw you in there, Nick. That's what I would do.
That's what I would do
Put
too.
him in there.
That's
Lock you
creepy.
Wait, what would y'all put in there? I said mine.
I don't know, like a little chicken or something.
A little
A little
chicken?
chicken, like a live one, or
Yeah,
cooked?
just like a live chicken.
And
do
what are you gonna
with
do
it?
with it?
I don't
Even
know.
worse,
Why? What are you gonna do with an
even
Indian
worse,
in the
if you
chicken?
get locked in
Oh,
the
wait,
cupboard,
an Indian in the chicken.
the Indian in the chicken, that's got to
What are
be
you gonna do
something
with an
different.
Indian in the cupboard? Like a chicken, at least it'll make eggs or something.
So you're gonna be locked in there with a wild chicken.
Oh
just
wait, I have
goosing
to be
eggs.
locked with
I don't
it?
know what ends up happening in this movie.
I'm pretty sure it's just like I open it and it's just like this little chick.
Oh,
And
it's
I'm
something
like,
you wanna
hey,
save?
Hey, and it's like,
No, I'd put like my house.
and then I put my hand under and an egg pops out and I'm like, thank you, and
That
then
sounds like a
I cook
fantasy.
it. I don't understand. I feel like that makes more sense than an Indian. What the hell is an Indian gonna do?
I think the Indian just becomes his friend. I mean, look at this.
Like think
That
of a
looks
chicken
so
that
fucking creepy,
size,
dude.
like and be able to fit in
little
your
chicken?
hand.
What kind of eggs
But like
did you want from
a-
that, though?
Yeah, those would be tiny eggs.
My God. It
Oh,
probably
I guess
just
they
came
would
out of a
have.
fucking egg.
Yeah,
They
you're just
would
gonna
be
swallow
tiny
it.
eggs. Dang it! I didn't think that one through.
Look, he shows the Indian to his friend at school. I
Is
did
his friend
watch
Indian?
this.
Oh, it doesn't
His
stay
friend
in the
is
cupboard.
Indian.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
looks Indian. I'm
Yeah.
not totally sure.
Why is there a picture of Chucky?
Who knows? Google images.
Huh.
What the hell?
Interesting.
Oh, wait,
Well,
so
that's-
Omar, what about you? What would you put in there?
Nick. Absolutely.
Oh, you'd put Nick.
Yeah,
Tyler.
oh, yeah.
I have no idea.
You gotta put something in there. You gotta put something in the cupboard.
The clown from it, you know.
Oh,
Hey.
that's awful.
Yeah.
What an awful
I
thing
hope
to
you
put
get
in your
locked
cupboard.
in the
Put
cupboard.
some spooks in there, you know.
Why would you? All right.
Because I don't know the context of this cupboard. I don't know.
You just imagine.
I'd rather that than a chicken the size of my palm.
I'd put $10 in there.
All right, I'm telling you.
$10 save for a rainy
chicken,
day.
the size of your palm.
It's cute and it's cool and
You'd
you
probably
open it
crush
up
it
and
opening the fucking
no.
door.
How?
Something that small.
No, I feel like
Yeah.
it would just you'd open it, it'd be like, "Hey, here's an egg," and I'm like, "Thanks."
Wait,
and
it
then,
would be okay. All right, this conversation.
I'd be like, oh, I'm glad I put that egg in
Yeah,
there.
here you go.
I was really thinking that day. That's it.
Well-
That's the end.
Yep.
Nick, you lived to snuff another day.
It's also the end of episode 23.
It is.
Dang.
Damn, shout out. They go by so quick.
But before we go, if you like what we do, you can subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, not Spotify.
Fuck him.
On social media, we are at Twitter and
We're coming for you, title.
Twitter and Instagram at Miss the Bus Pod. On Facebook, we are Miss the Bus. If you search it,
You'll find it.
you'll find it.
You find
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Might find a bunch of pictures of a bus, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Some different bus.
What kind of bus?
I don't know.
A blue bus.
All right, so yeah, that's the end of the show. We hope you enjoyed it. Sayonara.
Oh, you
Bye,
should say-
everybody.